Hi, you guys. It feels kind of strange posting a video the same day that I film it. I still plan on doing some of these long form videos, just not as many as before. And I'll be, you know, still talking about my life, but some of the drama and stuff that went on just couldn't be online. It was just a lot. We were going through so much. And like a brief overview of the last few months. It was, essentially a whole crash out. But things are getting better. My husband and I are in marriage counseling, and we're making a lot of progress. We're finally talking about things that we never talked about before. Like, for most of our marriage, he was like emotionally shut down and wouldn't talk to me about things. And so I was left to just feel, abandoned. And, when you don't have a whole picture, your brain fills in things. Like our therapist says, our brains tell us stories when we don't have all the facts. And then after our son died, it was that much harder to connect. I'm a little bit sad that I took down all the videos that were, about our son and grieving him and stuff. But at the same time, moving forward, we have to have a fresh start. We have to put some things behind us, and a lot of that time of grieving was, we weren't connecting, and it was really difficult. I could have gone back through and just edited all my videos, but that would have taken a long time. Could have taken out anything that was too personal or whatever. But anyway, on that note, everything's getting better. Everything is looking up. Finally got a date for when Robbie's coming home from the army, and that whole nightmare will be over soon. I'm not going to share that date until he actually gets home. Because before, I would share stuff about what was going on with Robbie in the army and schedule it several months ahead. In fact, the whole thing that happened that led to him getting out of the army instead of continuing hadn't even posted yet. That happened in March, but it wouldn't have posted for another couple of months. That whole nightmare, that was absolutely terrifying, you guys. Absolutely terrifying. Let me tell you what. It doesn't matter what gender you are, always cover your drinks when you're in a bar. Always have a drink cover. Never leave your drink unattended. Because there are nefarious people that will hurt you if they get the chance. And we found that out firsthand. I had told Robbie not to leave his drink uncovered. Now, of course, in America, the drinking age is 21, but overseas, it's not. When you're stationed overseas, you follow the laws of the land that you live in. So, he was allowed to drink, he was allowed to go to the bars, and unfortunately, I think the American system does it wrong, because young people don't learn self-control, and they don't learn how to make good decisions with alcohol, because it's taboo, and so kids want to do it because they're like, ooh, I'm cool. That shouldn't be like that. But that's another topic, I guess. Anyway, I'm just so glad that he's going to be coming home. When he was doing well in the Army, I was perfectly happy for him. Like, it was hard for me to, like, think about the things that could happen and have him so far away. But I was happy for him because he was chasing his dream. He was doing something he had wanted to do from the time he was a little kid. But as soon as it became where it was hurting him and he wasn't thriving anymore, then it was like I went into full protection mode, you know. Gotta protect my kid, gotta help my kid. It sounds ridiculous, but I wrote to all of our state and local representatives. I even wrote to the White House trying to figure out what to do, how to help get him home, how to get a hold of him when he was in a mental hospital overseas, because I didn't have all that information. I did track him down. I did get a hold of him. But that was the worst. And he was like, you really, like, he was surprised that it took me 5 days to find him. Because he's like, my mom will find me. I did find him, but it took 5 days. His friend that saved his life, when I wrote to the White House and the representatives and stuff, I mentioned him by name, and I was like, this young man is exemplary and deserves honor and stuff. He saved my son. And when I told his friend like about that, he goes, you really did that? And Robbie goes, yeah, I told you my mom's awesome. I really did that. Only one of our local representatives actually got back to me about any of that and was trying to help me. And that's something that I will be forever grateful for, and will probably always vote for the guy, even though I don't do politics. Again, I'm not going to put my location on YouTube, so I'm not going to say who it was. But it meant a lot to me. The rest of the kids are doing really well. When my husband and I split up for a bit, the little kids had a really hard time with it. Understandably, they're young. They didn't know the dynamics that were going on between me and their dad. The older kids understood, but it was rough. Honestly, seeing how upset the little kids got was one of the major reasons where I'm like, we need to fix this. We can't just let it end like this. And let's see. Braytek started a job. He's working at our local store. Ronan upgraded his job. Instead of just a cashier, he's now working in the meat department as a butcher. He's in training, so at some point in the next couple of months, he'll switch over to full-time in the meat department, and that will be his long-term career. He's decided that's what he wants. He thought about going to culinary school because he absolutely loves cooking, and he cooks for us a couple times a week. Now that he's over 18, I asked him to contribute a bit because he doesn't have any bills to pay or anything else. So the way that he contributes is cooking dinner. He cooks dinner for everybody, and the food that he makes is amazing. He'll make like pork katsudon and or omeran rice, or he makes this Alfredo sauce that's so good. I literally sit and drink it. Like, I was like, you can't make that very often. I'm gonna get super fat. It's so good, you guys. It's so good. There's a lot of other dishes that he makes, but he makes curry. Oh my goodness. He makes several kinds of curry. He started making sourdough, homemade sourdough, and is so good. I'm gonna have to buy another one of these palettes soon because I'm almost out of the blue. NBA Cosmetics, you guys. One of my favorite brands. And actually, they're following me on TikTok now. So excited about that. When I saw that, I was like, ah! I broke the TikTok algorithm yesterday. I posted 60 TikToks. The reason why I do it that way is because I don't have a ton of time to do videos every day. So I batch post. And then I schedule those videos out on my YouTube channel. But I don't know if I'm gonna go back through my old videos and like edit them for the ones where I like did swatches and stuff, or just redo them. I'll probably just redo them. Because like I said, I'm not giving up on this channel. I'm just changing things a bit. Maybe if I do like 1 or 2 of these videos a week instead of trying to do something every day. My summer was insanely busy. I took on entirely too much. A lot of it was trying to, like, I thought I was going to be having to financially support me and the kids by myself. So I took on as many jobs as I could get. And part of it was running away from the grief. Trying desperately to just, I don't know, not feel. Although, on the 31st will be a whole year since my son died. And I finally feel a sense of peace. I miss him like crazy every single day. But I'm finding a sense of peace in that, like, the old posts on Facebook are coming back up of, like, how much he was struggling and everything. And, like, I had started to blame myself for his death. But he was so sick. He was terribly struggling towards the end. 6 different types of seizures and just everything that could go wrong was going wrong. And he was just ready to be done. And I guess being reminded of the fact that it was his choice to not go on life support again helps me have peace with the fact that I fought for that for him. And I had to tell the doctors no more. You know, it's a hard place to be as a mom. All his life I had fought to keep him alive, and now I was fighting for the right for him to go when his body was done. I realized that I had made entirely too much of my videos. They were sad and grieving, and I cried a lot in front of the camera, and it was comforting at the time. But thinking about if these videos come back up in a couple of years and I watch them and stuff and see that, it might be really hard. It might be really hard on my kids and everyone else to see that. So those videos are all, they're not on YouTube anymore. They are, I mean, I have them saved privately, but not on YouTube. Taylor's gotten taller than me now. It's insane. She's just really, like, grown so much. And Corbin's really tall too. He's gotten really tall. My twins, my youngest ones, are in the 90th percentile for height. I'm only 4'11", but my husband is 6'4". So. You know, it's funny. I didn't realize it, but I tend to dye my hair blue every July. And I didn't realize it until I was going back through pictures. My hair was almost this color when Doug passed away. This weekend, Rob and I are going away for the first time without the kids in, I think, since our honeymoon. It's not completely a romantic vacation. I mean, it kind of is, but that's more of a side quest because we're going away to help a friend with some things. I've got stuff going on with extended family members that I'm not gonna get into. It's just say it's a lot. I've got family members and friends that have some major health issues, and we're trying to be an emotional support for them as much as we can. But yeah, it's things are looking up. Things are getting better. I quit my job at the pizza place because I just couldn't handle having so many jobs. I kept my job as a caregiver. I love that job. Honestly, I feel like it saved me because all that care I put into taking care of Tilk. Tilk was severely disabled his whole life. It had to go somewhere. All those skills, all that care, all that compassion. So now I'm working as a caregiver, and I really love it. I worked as a caregiver before Tilk was born. In fact, I was always kind of in healthcare and restaurants. During the last year, I published over 200 storybooks. And, you know, I had done videos about those too, but those weren't posted yet, and now they're gone. About half of the books were poems I wrote about Tilk and grieving and missing him. I wrote biographies for each of my kids, all 10 of them, because I did one for Tilk in the month after he died, and so then I was like, well, I gotta do one for all the kids. So I did that. My storybooks are on Amazon. If you search my name, you'll find them. A lot of them are about feelings. Some of them are about relationships. Not all of them are for kids. I mean, they're for kids, but some of them have more grown-up concepts like anxiety and depression and stuff like that. Various art styles that I do as well. But yeah, I guess that's kind of the rundown. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for sticking with me through all the changes to my channel. I love you all. I'll see you soon.